Beekeeping in bottles, an idea that sounds strange but is being successfully applied by American farmers. Each year, the United States produces about 163 million pounds of honey, and many beekeepers own thousands of hives. The beekeeping industry is not only a huge source of income, up to billions of dollars each year, but also has many interesting things. Check out these unique beekeeping models in the video below. The beekeeping industry in the United States is truly thriving, with an estimated 115,000 to 125,000 beekeepers, with approximately 3.8 million honey-producing bee colonies. Although domestic honey production reaches over 160 million pounds per year, this is still not enough to meet the consumer demand of nearly 618 million pounds per year, an average of 1.3 pounds per person. As a result, the United States has to import honey, with imports increasing by about 73% over the years. This has prompted many farmers to look for innovative solutions to increase honey production. One of these solutions is beekeeping in plastic bottles, which not only saves costs, but also has many other benefits. Instead of investing in expensive beehives, they use recycled plastic bottles to create their own beehives. The process is very simple. First, they will prepare large plastic bottles combined with wooden bars to form a beehive. This beekeeping method is suitable for those on a tight budget or just starting out, because the initial investment cost is not too large and can almost take advantage of available items. The method of beekeeping in bottles is also known as contactless beekeeping. One of the main advantages is that this method allows honey to be harvested without disturbing the bee colony. This is not only beneficial for the health of the bees, but also ensures the safety of the beekeeper. When installing, the hives need to be protected from direct sunlight and need a layer of insulation. The best way is to place them in a shady place, under the canopy of trees, to limit the increase in temperature. In addition, a revolution in beekeeping has also been responded to by American farmers. That is the flow hive model, an automatic honey collection system. Instead of having to wear protective gear and use smoke to stun the bees, the flow hive is designed with a tube to lead the honey out. The honeycomb is hexagonal in shape, just like real honey. After synthesizing honey, the bees will fill the honeycomb holes with honey. The honey flows from the holes through the pipes and into the honey jars placed outside. This method of beekeeping with flow hive not only ensures safety, but also limits the situation of the bee colony being disturbed during the honey harvesting process. "3D printed honeycombs are also the perfect choice to optimize space and living conditions for the bee colony. This type of hive is created using 3D printing technology, designed for indoor use, providing a controlled environment for the bee colony. The hive can be fully expanded or adjusted by adding additional parts. This type of hive also allows beekeepers to easily monitor and care for their bees. On average, a bee colony can take 4 to 6 months to produce enough honey to harvest, depending on the size of the colony and the different areas where the bees are kept. Most beekeepers will harvest honey 2 or sometimes 3 times a year. After harvesting honey from the hives, farmers will separate the honey from the beeswax using an extractor. The thick drops of honey will then be filtered to remove impurities and poured into glass jars before being sold. The honey will need to be quality tested before reaching consumers. Beekeeping has brought significant profits to farmers, with each pound of honey fetching about $2.98. Not only does it help farmers increase their income by selling honey, but beekeeping also brings many other important values. According to statistics, honeybees contribute nearly $20 billion annually to global food production, because honeybees are able to pollinate flowers for crops. The agricultural industry is increasingly dependent on flower pollination services, leading to income from pollination services that can reach more than $30,000. Every year, beekeepers will transport their bees to agricultural areas that need pollination, contributing to increased crop yields. However, the beekeeping industry also faces many challenges. According to a recent survey, the rate of bee colony loss is up to 48.2%. Parasites and climate change are the main causes of this situation. Scientists and farmers are working hard to find solutions to protect and develop bee colonies. Australia is home to one of the largest feral cattle populations in the world, and over the past decade, they have also caused many agricultural and ecological problems in Australia. In recent years, feral cattle have become a new source of economic development for Australian farmers, as they have found unique and sustainable ways to control the population. That is, how to turn wild cattle meat into organic meat and market it in the premium market. So, let's explore how Australian farmers process wild beef. Feral cattle are descendants of farmed cattle that escaped or were released into the wild, and over time have established large feral populations, particularly in northern Australia. Feral cattle thrive in remote, isolated areas where they graze freely, but can also cause significant damage to natural ecosystems. Uncontrolled reproduction and a lack of natural predators have led to their increasing numbers, causing concern among farmers and environmentalists. While traditional methods of disposal, including destroying or removing them from the property, are resource-intensive and ineffective, many Australian farmers are adopting more sustainable solutions that turn challenges into opportunities. To effectively deal with the problem of feral cows, the first step is to capture them. Australian farmers use a variety of methods to capture feral cows without causing unnecessary stress and harm. One approach, a common approach, is to use helicopters to gather them, guiding the animals into cages. Once captured, the cows are transported to holding facilities where they are health checked and given time to acclimate. Care must be taken by farmers to minimize stress during transport and handling, and high animal welfare standards are an important part of producing organic products. Wild cattle will acclimate for a while to organic farms, which ensure that the cattle are raised on pasture with a natural diet without synthetic fertilizers or pesticides. Once the cattle are ready for slaughter, they are transported to accredited processing facilities, where the processing is carried out according to strict guidelines. This ensures that the animals are treated with respect throughout their lives and that the slaughter process is as humane as possible. Certified organic beef slaughterhouses follow strict regulations to ensure that stress is minimized at the time of slaughter. This not only aligns with ethical animal husbandry principles, but also improves the quality of the meat. Large-capacity cattle slaughterhouses are built across Australia, producing tons of meat every day to ensure adequate supply of meat for consumption. Processing facilities are equipped with modern chain technology in all processes. The meat from these wild cattle is carefully processed to maintain its organic certification. The meat is free of hormones, antibiotics, and synthetic additives, making it highly sought after in both domestic and international markets. The end product is premium organic beef that appeals to health-conscious consumers and those concerned about sustainability and animal welfare. Converting wild beef to organic meat has both environmental and economic benefits. Environmentally, it helps to reduce the ecological damage caused by wild cattle. Sustainable management of wild cattle prevents further degradation of landscapes and conserves native flora and fauna. Economically, the organic beef market is growing rapidly and demand for high-quality meat is increasing both in Australia and overseas. By tapping into this market, Australian farmers can generate significant income from what was once considered an environmental nuisance. Wild beef is prized for its leaner texture and distinctive flavor, which comes from the animal's natural grazing habits. Turning wild cattle into organic meat is not only a solution to environmental problems, but also a model for sustainable agriculture. Through humane, ethical fishing methods and animal-friendly practices, environmentally, Australian farmers are leading the way in producing organic beef while protecting their country's unique ecosystems.